Hey everybody, welcome back to the vlog. Thank you so much for joining me once again for tea time. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Today I have some stormy weather. This stuff is really, really good. Well guys, let me just tell you, two things are going on today. Number one, I want to tell you about Canon and my thoughts about some rumors that have been going on and what I think is going on with them, or what could be going on with Canon if they play their cards right. That's number one. Number two, today is my introduction to the teas that I've been putting together for so long. You guys have been asking me for my teas for over a year. And I've always said, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get to it. Well, the last 3 weeks, I've been going full force at putting this together. The tea blends, or the tea brand, is going to be called Darkmoon Handcrafted Herbal Teas. All right. Now, if you don't know, or if you haven't heard this in the past, I put together teas. I handcraft blends of teas for specific purposes. All right. I call it tea with intention. All right, so I'll put them together for certain things. Now, today is going to be that introduction day that I'm showing you guys these teas so that if you want them, you can enjoy them like I do, and you can pick them up as of today. I cannot believe that I'm actually saying this, but yeah, it's finally done. So I've been a little bit under the weather. So like I said, I've been drinking stormy weather. That's what this is called. And it just works out great for getting out any of this junk, really getting your respiratory system just up and running again when it's all clogged. And this is what it looks like, guys. There you go. Can you imagine? I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Darkmoon handcrafted herbal tea blends right here. Stormy weather. The way the packaging is set up, you have this going on at the top all the time. That's going to be like my monogram, my logo or whatnot. Here you'll always be able to see the tea, what you're getting inside there, all the different herbs as well as teas and everything that you're getting is in here. You can see it. And then down here, it'll tell you exactly what it is. This one says stormy weather. It'll say intention. Right? And I'll put my intention on there, what it's for, very important, caffeine level, and then finally, how much you're getting. How much is the weight behind it, right? This is 3.5 ounces. And then on the back, you can see infusing times, how long you need it to be sitting, steeping in water, how hot the water should be, and then other information, including what is in it and any type of warnings, which is important. Like if you're pregnant or breastfeeding or something. What you'll also notice is that all of the ingredients in every one of the teas that I create are organic. I don't care what it is. Everything is USDA organic. This is very important to me because I know there's a lot of tea out there that people are ingesting that have been irradiated. Number one, some of them are just horrible pesticides that are put into them. I make sure that everything that I source is 100% just as good as it's going to possibly get. If I won't ingest it, I'm not going to sell it to you. All right. That's the way I've always been with all of my products. If I won't use it myself, I'm not going to sell it to you. I'm not a salesman, so to speak. All right. So anyways, this right here is stormy weather. Then we have one that's called Fireside. Right. You can see here, Fireside, same back, a little different information, but Fireside, you can see what that looks like. This one, Fireside, has that like smoky, like if you're sitting next to a campfire, relaxing, just enjoying. I absolutely love Fireside. It's just great. But if you're the guy, for example, that goes out and buys cheese and you like the one that's smoky, and then you are the one that says, I don't like smoky. Well, unless you like smoky, you're not going to like this, okay? Smoky is what this is all about, and it's just fabulous. It's unbelievable. It's that good. Maybe better. Next, I have Focus, all right? Focus is one of those teas that I put together for just that, focusing. Getting up, you can have it first thing in the morning, you can have it during the day, but it's really to kind of just hone in on what you're doing, give you some energy. The caffeine level is a little bit higher in here because of the teas that we're using. So Focus is definitely one of those that you would use during the day or possibly in the morning. Now, as far as morning goes, Misty Morning. You've heard me talk about this blend many times in the past on this channel. Misty Morning is one of these that it's just like one of my go-tos. I'll infuse this up first thing in the morning. It is absolutely amazing. The caffeine level is just up there a little bit. It's not like a cup of coffee. It's probably about half the amount of a cup of coffee, or maybe a little bit more than half, but it's not crazy. You could probably have 2 cups of this for the same as a cup of coffee, but the other herbs in here, the other ingredients will give you that little bit of spunk that you need first thing in the morning that coffee doesn't. So this one is Misty Morning. I love this. I love this. And the last one is called DREAMSCAPE. DREAMSCAPE is my rendition of a sleepy time tea that you guys get in the store, right? For going to bed because you're having a hard time sleeping or whatever. This one I've been blending for probably 5-10 years now. And it was a long, long time. Family, friends, they all ask me for this all the time. This just simply works, period. It just works. It is a sleepy time tea on crack. I mean, it does a fantastic job. It brings you down into a nice, soft state. You just sleep very well. And when you wake up, you're rested, all right? Which is very, very important. So those are the 5, guys. There is 5 altogether here. Now, there is many more that I'm working on, and I'm going to introduce them, maybe one every month or every couple of weeks or whatnot. And if there's something else that you like that you're interested in, something that you've tried elsewhere, let me know what it is, because I might have already put it together. I just haven't put a name on it. All right. So let me know. I hope for your support. All right. I encourage you to pick up any of these teas. I know a lot of you guys are going to be buying them for the holidays, for friends and family. And I'm going to do my best to be able to get them out to you in time. I have a really good feeling because I did a kind of a pre-introduction of this, a pre-release about a week ago to a small group of people, and I got just a ton of orders. So just bear with me. I'm going to go as quick as I can to get these out to you for the holidays. I know it's going to be a thing. So anyways, you can go over to darkmoonteas.com. All right. And I'll probably just use that URL to redirect you over to JCristina.com. I'll have them on both sites one way or another. I got to figure out exactly what's the best way to do it. Right now, I'll probably just stick them over there on JCristina.com just because everyone knows about that. And I'll just redirect Darkmoon Teas. But I'm going to use that URL in the future to put all of my information, like how I put these together and what I do and my backstory and whatnot, will probably go into that website. So anyways, that's really about it. Once again, if you're interested, grab one, grab all 5, whatever you want to do. It's going to be extremely reasonable, between $12 and $15. It's, trust me, well worth it. You'll probably get anywhere from 40 to up to 60 cups out of just one of these bags, all right? Because you don't really use a lot. And some folks like myself, I will infuse once at maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and then I'll use that same infusion of mix to infuse one more time, so I get a second cup out of it, and then I'll infuse for like 7 to 10 minutes to really just suck out all of that goodness out of the herbs and out of the teas. So that's what I do. You don't have to do that, but that's just something that I do. Anyways, guys, enjoy the teas. Like I said, this one is stormy weather. So good just to get that junk out. Let me get right into Canon. Thank you so much for just hanging out and listening to all of this. And I'm just so stoked. I am so stoked. So Canon, what's going on with Canon? Now, in my last video, you guys, there was a ton of comments about my last video when I talked about Sony basically winning, right, the war. But I gave you a little bit of caution, said just hang in there. Wait to see what Nikon does with its mirrorless. Wait to see what Canon does, because they can really turn it around. Right now, Sony is eating their lunch. Period. End of story. We knew that was going to happen. I said it was going to happen 5, 6, 7 years ago when the A7 came out. All right. And I saw that Canon did nothing. They did nothing. They sat on their laurels. They did nothing. Finally, both Nikon and Canon said, you know what? We're losing here. We need to come up with the mirrorless. And they did. We got the Z, we got the R, blah, blah, blah. Well, there's a new rumor, or a few rumors out there about a Canon that should be coming out at the beginning of the year. Now, we've been talking about this Pro Canon for a long time, but the new thing is supposedly there are some prototypes out there, and the gist of it is, it feels like if it's going to be a hybrid camera. Now, we've talked about this in the past, how hybrids could be the future, where we don't have to say, I want mirrorless, I want DSLR, okay? That will be moot if we were able to put them together and join the two together, all right, into a hybrid. Now, can Canon do it? They absolutely can. Absolutely. Without a doubt. All right. Will they? It's questionable. Now, the idea here was that they were going to include an OVF and EVF in one. Just think about that. All right. An optical viewfinder, like we would see in a DSLR, and an EVF, an augmented reality, right? An electronic viewfinder. Also in one, maybe with like a heads-up display kind of thing you see in a stealth bomber. I don't know. I don't know what they can do. But the combination of the two to allow for the people that love that augmented reality and to be able to see things exactly how the camera is going to capture them, right? And the folks that just want to look out the lens and see the world as it is. All right. And then make the decision based on their settings in their camera. All right. You have two different ways of looking at it. Also, of course, we need to be able to shoot with a flash and sync properly. And that's why a lot of people like the DSLRs, because they need to sync, high speed syncs, all kinds of sync. We need a sync. All right. And with electronic, with the, let's say with the mirrorless systems, it's next to impossible. Impossible. Anyways, so that blending of the two, that marrying of the two might be interesting. Also, what we're hearing is that this camera will be able to accept both RF and EF lenses. That means you can snap on an RF, pull that off, and snap on an EF lens. No problem. Okay? No adapter needed. The adaption, let's say, would be internal to the camera. Now, we know that there's a focal plane difference, obviously, between the two, the mirrorless and the DSLR. So the way the light would hit the sensor is going to vary. It's going to be different. So they're going to have to make some type of internal changes, modifications. Maybe it's a lens that redirects that light specifically for the EF when it's coming through, or specifically for the RF when it's coming through the RF lens? Or is it the internals of the camera? Let's say the sensor that's moving and shifting forward and backwards by a millimeter or two, whatever it is. How they do it, I don't know, and I don't care. I'm not an engineer, but can they do it? I do believe they can. So to be able to have those systems married into one, like I said, might possibly allow for the idea of purchasing a mirrorless or purchasing a DSLR to be moot. Just simply won't matter anymore. I told you guys before that I believe the death of DSLRs will happen once we hit a global shutter. Once we're able to have a global shutter on a camera that's going to be 16 megapixels to 20 megapixels, right around there, DSLRs are dead. All right, because you don't need them anymore. All right, what's a global shutter? If you don't know, in short, right now we capture images coming across the sensor and reading, let's say left to right, right to left, up and down. Okay, that's how we read a sensor. The problem with that is as you take the picture, we're reading across it, and if things are moving quickly out there, by the time you move across, whatever is out there is already moved. All right, so you get that mushy jello effect, as we call it, right? Whereas a global shutter does this. It captures the full, every single bit, every single pixel at a time, frame by frame, global shutter. Like I said, then we don't need the DSLR. We don't need the flippy in there anymore, right? It's just not necessary. But if we can put together this hybrid, I think that maybe we can get away from the need of that global shutter and still be able to get to a point where you really don't have to decide, like I said, DSLR or mirrorless. You're going to get the best of both worlds, so to speak. I do believe that a global shutter is in the future, all right? We're going to see that. But the speed in which that they're producing them is not great. And the megapixels that they're producing them at right now is not great. I think we're up to about 2, 3, 4 megapixels is max, not that much, all right, to be able to put them into a consumer product. It would be extremely expensive to put a global shutter in a large sensor product, especially full frame. Just think about how much information that you have to read immediately at X number of frames per second, okay? So there was another rumor that we saw in the last couple of days about the camera that's going to be coming out, that EOS R, some of them call it the RS, the RA, the RZQY, whatever the heck it is, the R whatever. It's supposed to be coming out at the beginning of next year. And what's interesting here, guys, is it's said to have 75 megapixel sensor. That's a brand new sensor, okay, in it. Also, it's going to run a Digix 9 processor, which makes sense. It's current, but it has dual card slots. Now, supposedly this prototype has been seen. Dual card slots, a joystick, just like you would see in an EOS 1DX Mark III, let's say. No more touch bar nonsense. Okay, so this feels more professional, all right? It has that fully articulated back LCD panel, fully weather sealed, yada, yada, yada. It feels very pro, right? A direct shot over the bow of Sony's A7 R4. The A7 R4 sitting at 61 megapixels, this will be 75, right? The question is will this be the camera that has that hybrid piece of the puzzle, where it has that dual viewfinder, an OVF and EVF combination, as well as be able to accept RF and EF lenses? Or is this just going to simply be their pro model and not have all that goodness in there as of yet, and they're working on it for future? I don't know. I really don't know. But it is interesting. It is very interesting. There's a lot of folks that absolutely love, love, love the idea of augmented reality and be able to look outside of your camera's viewfinder, your EVF, and know exactly what you're going to capture before you capture it, right, guys? It's just laziness, in my personal opinion, but I don't want to get into all that, all right? I don't want to get into that. All right. Some people just, the pros that have been around since film be like, you don't really need to do that. Just learn your camera. You're going to be able to knock it out of the park anyways. You'll be able to chimp on the back if you really need to. We never used to chimp on the back, right? The only chimp that you got to do was in the darkroom when you developed the film and you looked at it, you're like, wow, I really crapped that one up, didn't I? So anyways, guys, my question to you is, what do you think? Do you think that Canon can come up with this hybrid alternative that does introduce an EVF with an OVF combination, as well as a mount that will accept RF and EF lenses? Is that possible? And do you think that they're working on that? And if they are working on that, will that, let's say, bring them back up to the top when it comes to the full frame camera market? As we can see, Sony has beat them by 2% as of the last video. If you haven't watched that video, go check it out. There's a lot of really good conversation going on in the comment area. So anyways, guys, that's really about it. Let me know in the comment area below. Let me know what you guys think. I love having these discussions with you. Also, let me know what you think about my teas. I'm on top of the world. I can't believe that I'm finally out there with them. I've been working on them for so long. I feel awesome. I feel on top of the world myself. I just feel awesome. So grab some of the Darkmoon herbal handcrafted tea blends. They're really that good. They are fantastic. You're gonna love them. I promise you, if you try them, you're gonna buy them again, okay? I promise you, if you try them, you're gonna buy them again. They are that good. So guys, as always, if you enjoy my content, please throw me a big thumbs up. That would be stellar. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you get all my content when it becomes available, and click the bell icon so when it is available, you will be notified of it. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools that I've made for you and me over the years, and hopefully there's something there that you might like. And now there's some teas over there that you might like also. So that's really it, guys. Once again, thank you so much for your support over this last year and a half, just under 2 years. There's almost, I think, 28,000 of you guys now. I feel absolutely blessed, So that's it. To all of you, many blessings, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.